As I follow, I want to thank you very much for watching this video, and we're continuing our series on ketones. Keto is a very deep subject, and we're going to have the following video after this one here, Nurse Cindy. She's going to talk about, okay, why does it seem like you're on your keto diet? It seems like you stop losing weight, or it's, it just doesn't seem to be working. So she's going to describe, okay, just stay the course, and it is working, and just hang in there. And also, if you haven't watched this other video that we have where she talked about the whoosh effect. Okay, keto diet and the whoosh effect, what is that? Okay, if you haven't seen that video, you should watch it, because it's tied into why, okay, how is it people think that they're not losing weight, and at one point or another, they're going to lose a lot of weight. So once again, thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you on the inside.
Hi everybody, it's Cindy from Ask Nurse Cindy, coming to you live from the airport. So I'm sort of snuck in the corner. If you hear overhead announcements or you hear anything like that, then that's because I'm at the airport. On my way to Vegas for a trauma conference. I get to interact with very, very smart trauma surgeons. And I'm very excited about that, because one thing I've learned as a nurse, I've been a nurse, those of you that are new to my webpage or my Facebook page, and my website's getting ready to be launched, know that I've been a nurse for 39 years, and for my 59 years, next month I'll turn 60, and so this is more the real me. The picture my husband took of me at the Spurs game the other night was awesome, and I said, we must use your camera all the time for photos of me. So anyway, I've been on a journey for 59 years of trying to figure out how, as an intelligent, smart, clinically savvy nurse, I could have struggled with my weight. My highest weight was 305 pounds. I'm currently 176, so I've still got a ways to go. But I've learned a lot of things in the last 10 months since I've been doing ketogenic. And one of the most common questions I get, or comments, and I certainly, if my sister Debbie Stokes is online, you know what I'm talking about. Poor Debbie. We did the water balloon video. Those of you that have not seen my water balloon video, please scroll back. I did it back in July of last year, out in front of her house in Virginia. And it was all about why we sometimes don't see the scales move, and to not worry about it. Well, after I published that, after they helped me put that together, it was my sister Debbie, my brother Steve, who's also called Keto Steve. Go to his Keto Kaleidoscope Facebook page if you've not been there. He's also a nurse. And I talked about how our fat cells will hold on to fluid. But then right after that, it was like and thanks for joining me, those of you that are here. While others are coming on, tell me where you're from. It's Sunday afternoon here in San Antonio, Texas, on my way to Vegas. And I want to talk about stalls, because right after I posted that video, I went through a 3-month stall, not 3 days. And when I say stall, I mean that the scales are not reflecting accurately what's going on in my body. So great, I see people from Ohio. Thanks for that, Kathy, and Denver. So pardon me while I look down, Julie, great, and Oregonian. I have an Oregonian on the line, so that's great, and another Oregon. That's awesome, and Louisiana. So anyway, so I did that video, and I was all excited because I learned that, and then I had to live through it. Trust me, I called my sister Debbie every day for 3 months. I said, I'm not moving. Here, I did this video, and I'm not moving, and the scales aren't moving. And she says, watch the video again. That video has about 360,000 views. It's been shared, I don't know, 1,000 times, 2,000 times, but I was struggling. Here, I just did this video. For 3 months, the scales did not move. Do you know how long that is? When you've just put it out there that, hey, don't fret. But during that time, my body was changing. So I wanted to share with you today. I have written down, I don't usually do notes, but sometimes my squirrel, ADD, well, I'll lose track and I'll listen back to these live videos. So I want to talk to you about, you guys, and I do it. I've lived it. I've finally given up. I'm just enjoying the journey. But let's talk about this. So let's stall. It's going to stand for let's do some thinking about life and love. Stall, S-T-A-L-L. Some thinking about life and love. So when this happens to you, and it will happen absolutely positively, every single one of us will hit a period of time where the scales are not reflective. And so the natural thought process is, oh crap, this isn't working. And hello everyone from Tulsa and Maryland and North Carolina. So we'll say, oh crap, this isn't working. Well, what we really mean is it's not working fast enough. we have this expectation in today's click and view, move on, move on, move on. We think that our weight loss should be linear, that we should start here and every single day we should see something happening, because our scales measure in tenths of pounds these days. So some thinking about life and love, stall. So here's what we're going to think about. Here's what we're going to focus on. It is normal. It is normal for the scales to not move as your body is readjusting. The older you are, I'll be 60 next month, the older you are, the more you have slowed down in your metabolism, just your basic stuff. The younger you are, the better off you are. However, depending on what medications you're on, what type of chronic diseases you may have, the amount you have to lose. If you have 200 pounds to lose or 100 pounds to lose versus 10, guess who's going to have a more rapid weight loss over the same period of time? Okay, so we need to know it's normal. Next, it's natural. Our body is rethinking. We have forever, for all my life, I was eating, carrot sticks and cardboard, basically, and trying to figure out why I couldn't maintain that. And then I'd go off the deep end and I'd go back over there. So here's our three ends. It's normal, it's natural, and it will not be linear. It's not going to be like this. It's going to be sort of like the stock market. Okay, do you like my graphics? I have a lot of funding for my videos. So that it's normal, it's natural, and it's not linear. Do not give up. Do not give up. Stay the course. Now let's talk about what your body is doing. Your body is, here's your 3 R's. Your body is readjusting. It's getting rid of a lot of toxins. There's a lot of inflammation that comes from being carbohydrate based. Carbohydrates break down into glucose. Glucose is a trigger for most of the inflammatory cascade of the diseases of chronic civilization that we have. So it is readjusting, it's rethinking, it's reprogramming how it manages the food that we consume. It's vetting different hormones. Do you know so many of our hormones actually need fat, need cholesterol specifically to be produced? So if you're a middle-aged man or a woman over 35, your body is saying, oh my God, you've finally given me fat and I can have cholesterol and I can make these hormones. So your hormones have to change. So your body is reprogramming itself and you're rethinking how you think about food. So here's our 3 ends. It's normal, it's natural, it's not linear. Here's our 3 R's. Your body is readjusting, it's reprogramming, and you're rethinking. And I want you to think specifically, this is about fat loss, not weight loss. This is about a lifestyle. It's not a race, okay? It's not a temporary diet. It's a journey, all right? So it's fat loss, not weight loss. It's a lifestyle, not a temporary diet. I'm looking down at my notes, and it's a journey, not a race. Relax, enjoy the journey, continue to learn. I'm so excited about going to this trauma conference and being with some of the brightest, most intelligent men and women, surgeons and nurses in the country who gather each year at Vegas for this huge trauma conference. And they come not to pontificate about what they know, but to learn from each other. Yes, they share their learnings. And so I want you to encourage you, take the time to listen to great researchers about keto and what it does for you besides just weight loss or fat loss. It reduces inflammation, it's neuroprotective, it helps with hormone production, you'll sleep better, your skin will look better. So many benefits to you for being on a ketogenic diet. So it is not weight loss, it's fat loss. Your fat will readjust. These stalls, which means we need to sit back and start thinking about life and love. Let's talk about some of the things we do want to check. We do want to step back and not go into this panic. Oh my God, the scale's not moving. Oh my God, I think I'm just going to quit. And do what? And do what? Go back to what was not working before? I can guarantee you that if you stick with this and make some adjustments and be honest with yourself about what you're doing or not doing, it will make a difference. Okay, so let's talk about some of the things that because I listen to podcasts probably at least one every day. I take the time to listen to great researchers. There's Dr. Dom D'Agostino, there's Dr. Stephen Finney, there's Dr. Eric Westman, there's Dr. Jeffrey Volek, there's Jimmy Moore, there's, I love David Perlmutter. He's written this book called Grain Brain, about how carbohydrates impact the pathways in our brain. In the past 40 or 50 or 60 years since we've been eating low fat, that thing that's supposed to magically, heart disease is at an all-time high, Alzheimer's, Lou Gehrig's disease, restless leg syndrome, ADD, ADHD, dementia. Our brain needs cholesterol. Our brain needs fat. Cholesterol is so vital to our bodies that only 15% of what is in our body are cholesterol levels from the food we eat. 85%, our body says, crap, I have to make this. I must have it. So our body is going through all of these changes. So here's what we can do. If you have a stall, first take a deep breath. I want you all to breathe with me. It's okay, it's natural, it's normal. It isn't going to be linear. We need to realize we're readjusting, we're reprogramming, rethink how we think about food. So here's a couple of things. We should not be eating all day. We should not be nibbling and grazing all day long. We want our body to pull from our fat stores. I'm going to change hands, so bear with me. We want our body to pull from our existing fat stores. So if you get hungry, and I mean physically hungry, not bored, not stressed, and I think I'm going to eat. If you're bored or stressed, please grab a sparkling water, grab some water, have some green tea, have a coffee, do something with no calories to help yourself. So here's what I want you to do. Think about how often you're eating. That whole 3 meals a day with 3 snacks and a bedtime thing, oh my goodness, no. Look at cows. We just don't see skinny cows, okay? All right, they graze all day long. Now, what I do want you to do is I want you to check your macros. The whole thing about 70% fat, 20% protein, 10% carbs may not work for you, especially as you become more fat adapted. If you've been doing keto for a couple of months, play around with your macros. Do you do better at 60%, 30%, 10? If you're counting net carbs, maybe you need to count total carbs. Dr. Eric Westman out of Duke, he counsels people, no, don't do net, do total carbs. Now that's harder, it's more restrictive, but if you've hit a stall and you want to get moving, play around with your macros. Nobody's going to be able to tell you what to do. Keep track. If you haven't been tracking, maybe you track again. So check your macros, see if there's been some carb creep. You'd be surprised the carbs that's in mayonnaise and store-bought mayonnaise and ketchup and some of the sauces that we put on, and if we put a lot of commercially prepared salad dressings on our salads. So check for carb creep, check your serving size, be prepared. Take some time. Now I'm going to be gone till Wednesday, and I want to show you some of the things I always travel with. I know you can't see the image. These are Dukes. This is the original recipe smoked shorty sausages. So be prepared. Meal prep, make sure you've got good things to eat. And this 3 links is 130 calories we've gotten. We don't really count calories, but I certainly cannot eat 4,000 calories a day. I can't graze all day long and eat a whole can of macadamia nuts and expect to lose weight. But here we have, I think my total carbs here are 1, and I've got 13 grams of fat. Do not gasp. Those of you that are all natural and organic and grass-fed, good. I'll get there one day maybe, but I travel with single serving size Spam. 2 grams of carbs, 18 grams of fat. And if I'm in a pinch, I'm going to Vegas where there's really not much you can easily get that's keto friendly. I do that. I always travel with my Keto OS. These are exogenous ketones that I can drink. I had one this morning. I'll probably have another one tonight if dinner. I'm also allergic to onions, so sometimes I can't really, even if it's keto, if they've put onions or onion powder on it, I can't eat it. So I always have backups. And gasp, the horrid Atkins bars. I don't eat them every day. I don't eat processed food every day. I try to avoid it, but I would rather have this. Don't let perfection get in the way of progress. Don't let that I must only do organic and now I can't afford it because I've got a family of 4 and I'm on a limited budget, so therefore I can't do keto. Don't let perfection get in the way of progress. Be prepared. So check for carb creep, check your serving sizes, have your plan, individualize it as needed. Maybe you need less fat, maybe you need a little bit more protein for you. I heard something last night. I listened to these podcasts by these researchers, and I was hearing the other day that women, especially those over 45, we don't process protein as well as we lose a lot of it. We're not as efficient. So we may need a little bit more protein and less fat. So isn't that interesting? So I'll probably play around with that myself. Look at your intake of dairy. If you're eating too much cheese, that could be stalling you. Maybe you need to drop back from that. Maybe you're eating too many sugar alcohols. Maybe you've just substituted your sweet tooth with glucose for too many sugar alcohols. So just look at these things. Be honest with yourself, but don't stress about it. Get more active. Or maybe you're too active. Maybe you're overcompensating and exercising too much. So do something. I have this thing. I'm not a big exerciser. I know I need to start, But I do things like toe raises when I'm standing in the grocery store with a cart. I walk a lot at the airport while I'm waiting for my plane. I do these things that I call potty squatties. So when I get ready to go to the bathroom, I'll, take care of business, pull up my pants. And I don't know, this is just women, just hopefully mostly us girls. But I stand up and I sort of hold on to the side of the stall. And then I do about 5 or 10 repetitive squats. So if I do sort of lose my balance, I fall down on the toilet, but I do my squats every time I go to the bathroom. So anything you can do, any activity is better than none. So increase your activity, drink your water. If you're a coffee and tea drinker all day long, you still need pure, clean water. And here's 2 things that have nothing to do with food intake or activity. Are you getting enough sleep? Are you getting enough sleep? You must get enough sleep for your body to do its reparative processes. Try not to eat for a couple of hours before you go to sleep. So while you're sleeping, your body is going to do that nice fat draw. And then last but not least, I wanted to talk to you about stress. So I'm trying to listen to see if that's my flight that's getting ready to take off, but that would be horrible. Why'd you miss your flight? I was doing a live Facebook video. So I just felt my stress level go up. So I'm telling you, it's interesting. Even something as simple as stressing about a stall can cause cortisol to be released. Cortisol is a very complex chemical that cascades into a lot of different things with insulin release, blood sugar spikes, etc., etc. So that's all that I had, and I probably should go get to my gate. But let's just refresh again. I'm Mass Nurse Cindy. Been overweight my entire life. I've lost 55 pounds in 10 months. It's not a race. It's a journey. So stalls are normal. They're natural. Your weight loss will not be linear. Your body is readjusting, it's reprogramming, and I want you to rethink about food. Food is a fuel, we can enjoy it, but it isn't life. Life is what we get as we become healthier. It's not about the weight loss, it's about your fat loss. It's about a lifestyle, not a temporary diet, and it's not a race. I don't care if somebody else is losing 10 pounds a month. That's not your journey. They don't have your metabolism, your background, your age, maybe medications you're on, maybe stressful lifestyle, maybe they don't have any kids and they can work out and you have 4 and you work a full-time job. So we can do it together. Don't give up. Don't give up. Okay? That's it for me. Gasp, I'm in a stall. It's okay. Have a great day. I'll be talking to you soon. Bye.